All right, so I'm going to talk to you about setting up observation posts, LPOPs. It may be a mission for some of the teams. Roger? Next. All right, references for this are FM 7-8 and FM 21-75. Next. Next. All right. Observation posts are generally established along probable avenues of approach to listen and observe and to provide early warnings of the enemy approach. Next. All right. This is just a quick picture. We're going to go into it a little bit later, but you know, when you're setting up an LPOP, it should be hidden. All right. You don't want to skyline yourself. It needs to be hidden. Next. All right. Selecting an OP. The site selected for an OP should provide maximum observation of the desired area specified by the platoon leader. Right? You're not going to set up an OP that's really well hidden that you can't see or hear anything. Next, you're looking for cover and concealment and concealed routes to and from the OP, so that when you have to change people out, you're not walking along the side of a road. Observation is the best way to determine whether the above conditions exist at a site. What does that mean? Platoon leaders, team leaders, and up, don't just look and be like, I think that's a good spot. Right? You need to actually go there, get eyes on. Usually the best location for an observation post is on or near the military crest of a hill. Topographical crest should be avoided because of the possibility of being skylined. It may be appropriate to establish the OP well down the forward slope when observation is restricted by the terrain. Next. All right, here's a picture. Obviously, you're not going to set up in the middle of a field unless you got ghillie suits and you can really hide yourself, right? So you want to be hidden. As you can see in the picture on the right, they have cover and concealment because they got some rubble there to stop the bullets or any enemy fire. Next. OP should be within effective small range of the unit establishing the OP and should be supported by other supporting fire when possible. What does that mean? That means you're not just going to take two guys, throw them out there, and then, you know, head 10 miles down the road. You need to have a supporting element for those two people. Whether they're hidden on the other side of the hill, it's usually a one terrain feature away so that they can support and they can provide relief for that observation post. All right. Doctrinally, wire is the primary means of communication between the OP and the supporting element. Obviously, I don't even think we have that in our arsenal anymore, but doctrinally that's right. But you need to have, the biggest thing is you've got to have reliable communications. You have to have backup. You need to have tertiary. You need to have backup. You need to have more than one way of communication. Throwing somebody out there with the radio and just saying, all right, see you in a couple hours, is it satisfactory? And with those antennas, they need to be hidden. It's no good if your antenna is skylined or sticking out of a bunch of rubble so they can see. Next. All right. Personnel going to and from the OP must move carefully so the movement does not reveal the location of the enemy. Separate routes to and from the OP are established. Camouflage is most important. The OP should be camouflaged even when natural concealment is adequate. All right. You use one route to go in, one route to go out. You don't pick new routes every time. Roger. Next. Okay, OPs are operated in relief. A minimum of 2 soldiers is necessary for each relief. One observes while the other records and reports observed information. The observer and recorder should switch duties every 20 to 30 minutes because the visual efficiency of an observer decreases rapidly after that length of time. Establish and operate OPs during limited visibility. In the middle of the day during a traffic jam is not the time to hike up a mountain so everybody can see you. It's that easy. Next. All right, the enemy may use different, more open avenues of approach during limited visibility conditions. Therefore, an OP may have to be moved to another position to serve as an OP at night. Pretty self-explanatory. OPs are operated in relief except when movement to and from the positions would reveal their locations or endanger the personnel. Yeah, so if you're on an 8-hour shift in an OP, guess what? If the enemy or there's people standing and talking, that time is not a good time to do it, and you're going to have to push that time back a little bit. Next. All right, true or false, OP should be within effective small range of the unit establishing the OP and should be supported by other supporting fire when possible. True. Next. All right, summary. We talked about establishing an observation post, selecting your observation post, and covering concealment. Is there any questions? All right, thank you very much.